Okay, in this video, what we're going to do is look at how to do the Windows icon. So here I've got an image which I've created in Fireworks. I just need to go into Fireworks and fix it a little bit. So open up Fireworks and then I can drag this image into Fireworks and then just edit it, because at the minute you can see I've done it in a bigger border, but the image is got all this wide area. So if I create an icon from this, it would actually look tiny, okay, where it's already going to be small enough. So here in folder, just drag that in like that. And there we go, right? So I've got all this area that I don't want. So I'm going to just pick on the marquee tool and make a selection. Just a small selection around, like roughly about like that. Let go, right click, and crop document. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Pointer tool, just a second, then click on the image size, just check it. So it's 161 by 151, that's fine. Say OK, and then save that image. Alright, so I've just reduced that down so it's just this size only, and it's got no background. Right, so in my folder, of course, when I look at that now, you can see there it is, it's that size. Now, how can I tell images, what kind of types of images that I have here? So I've got background button, next button. Now, if I roll over it, it will eventually come up with this little thing that shows as PNG, the size, and when it was last modified. So you can see all these files are PNG. Now, PNG is the file format that we need for our program. Okay, but I can also look down here, see down at the bottom, I can change this. So if I change that, I can see the type of file. Another way to make sure is to right click on do properties, and I can see that it is a .png. So in Python, I would need to define it and say quiz icon.png is what I need to write to be able to access this file. Okay, so I need to go to the web now because I can't use a PNG for an icon. Windows needs a .ico, right? So there's lots of websites I can use. So if I do PNG to ICO, just search for that. This is one of the great things about the World Wide Web. Years ago, you would have had to have some software to do this. So I'm going to just try one of these. There's quite a few, as you can see. So if I just do the first one, convert ICO, and hopefully it'll let us do this. So how does this work? Well, what happens is this website, just let's drop our file here. So I will just grab that one, drag it onto there. Up to 50 images. Did that do that? Let me have a look, see if I did again. I'm going to do it. Oh, yeah, it has. It's all right. Sorry, it came up here. Right, okay. So it's come up here, and then what I want to do is basically just download it then. So press that arrow and download. Brilliant. So what happened here? Just to talk about how this website works. This website is on a different computer, of course, somewhere in the world. So that computer is called a server, a web server, right? It serves websites. When I go to this website, convertico.com, that brings up this website, and then I uploaded that image, this quiz icon image. I actually uploaded it twice, not realizing that I'd already uploaded it one time. And then when that image is on that other computer, it's converted that icon and then gives me the option to download it. So it's downloaded and it's gone to this downloads folder. So I'm going to go to show in folder, and there you can see it's in here. And then what I want to do is just drag it to my other folder. So I've got it here. I'm just going to drag it over to there, so I have it in the same place as this one, and then I'm going to right click on my quiz program, open it up, and then write the bit of code that I need for this icon. So now if I look at the icon, you can see it is type icon, and the quiz icon up here is PNG. Now if I right click on it and do properties, it does show you that it is a .ico, so that's what I need. Okay, now here I've got my variable win, which I made, and it makes a window, right, using this tk function that comes from my module Tkinter. And these other things that I've got here, this is called a method, and a method is done using dot notation. So what I'm doing is I'm affecting this variable. So this variable contains a graphical window, right? This function that makes a window, and then I want to say that the title of that window is whatever I've got here. So I've got computer science quiz, and you can see I'm doing something else here, win.geometry. Right, so I'm going to use another method. So I'm going to affect this variable win. So win dot icon bitmap, open and close brackets. Right, so now I'm going to do R for the root. We've done this before. You can see R down here, and then quotes, and then I'm going to say the name of the file. So it is quiz. You can see it there, quiz icon. Probably doesn't need the caps, but what have I meant? What am I missing? Well, you can see on these files that I've got background.png, so I'm missing .ico, and there we have it. Okay, so hopefully if I run the program, this will work. So icon bitmap, right, and there it is, and you can see the icon is right up there. Brilliant. Now, just before we move on, you move on to the next video, you can look at this and you say, right, imagine you did a spelling mistake on this, right? So say you'd say, I forgot to do the T there, so bimap. If I run this program, it's going to come up and give me that error message, and it's going to say, well, you can see what's happened. Actually, it shows me absolutely nothing, which is really weird. The only thing it does is it does the title, and it does the background color, and it does my window, because it essentially gets down to here and stops. But you don't know that. So what do? You check these error messages. So I've got an attribute error, it says here. This is the type of error. And it says object has no attribute icon bmap, like that, right? So what you should usually do is anytime you do a bit of code, test it to see if it works, because to fix it, it's nearly always the last thing you've done. Because if your quiz was working and then you've done a bit of code and it's now not working, well, then you know what the problem is generally. I mean, these messages are sometimes very, very hard to read, but of course I can tell by, it's the last thing I did there, so now you see it works fine. Okay, so that's just one little hint for working on your programs.